Hi everyone. Hope you guys are doing really good. Thank you for taking the time out today, and welcome to another episode of Learn with Gupshup series. Uh, the topic for today's webinar is the most asked topic of this series, and we are really glad to be hosting it today. We'll be talking about how you can assist your customers better on with live support or messaging channels. But first thing first, let me introduce myself. My name is Nikhil Gupta. I'm a product marketer at Gupshup. Joining me today is Prakhar Jaipuria, a product manager at Gupshup. Hey Prakhar, how are you doing today?
Good, Nikhil. Thanks, sir. Thanks for inviting me for this webinar.
Glad to have you here. Looking forward to the evening. Today, audience, Prakhar and myself will be your host and speaker for today. If you please do comment and let us know in case you are facing any trouble with the audio or the video. We are assuming that everything is clearly visible, and you can hear us properly. So anyway, moving ahead. So we'll be your host and speakers for today. So please bear with us, and we hope you'll find the topic and the webinar interesting. But before we go ahead and delve in the topic further, let me quickly touch upon what Learn with Gupshup series is and what are the episodes that we've covered so far, so that in case you are visiting us for the first time, you can go back and watch the webinar series that we've been doing for quite a few months now. We'll be sharing the link of the previous episodes on the chat box, so feel free to check it out after this session. So Learn with Gupshup series is a series that we started with the idea to bring to you a very fluff-free content that will help you be abreast with what is happening in the world of conversations, what are the developments that are happening, and what are the tools and techniques that you can use to engage with your customers better one-on-one. We have hosted 4 episodes so far, and the first episode that we did was we demoed how a leading consumer brand called Haus and Kinder is leveraging conversational commerce capability on WhatsApp. It's a really nice use case if you are from a consumer brand segment, if you want to interact with the customer and enable them to discover your products and services, use their catalog capability, and convert your customer right within WhatsApp. So do check this webinar episode out. The link is in the comment box. In the next episode, in the second one, we covered how you can make your digital ad campaigns a little more interesting by weaving conversations into it. So especially the ad campaigns that you run on social media, which is in Instagram and Facebook, you can add messaging as a CTA to these campaigns and take your prospects to a very interactive chat experience where they can ask queries, you can nurture them, and then guide them systematically towards conversion. So again, if you're a brand that wants to keep innovating and stand out of the clutter in the digital realm, this is something that you should definitely check out. In the third episode, we showcased some tried and tested conversational journeys for the finance segment, especially that is the one that has worked for our banking and financial clients. So if you're from BFSI segment, do check this out, and you might find some use cases that might be relevant for you guys, and you could probably implement it in your business. And in the fourth episode, which we did just last month, we showcased how you could, you can actually integrate your Zoho CRM with WhatsApp business account, and you can enable your teams to interact with your prospects right from within the CRM. It's a free integration, very easy to implement. So if you have Zoho CRM within your organization, do feel free to check this out. In case you are using any other CRM, we offer integrations with other CRMs as well. So, you can reach out to us and we'll be happy to help. Great. Now, coming back to the topic, for this episode, we've divided the agenda into 2 parts. In the first part, we'll try to understand why messaging channel is important when we think about live customer support today, and how building an omni-channel live support system can add value to your business and to your customers. And then we'll see in the changing times where consumer behavior is changing, people are accustomed more to consume bite-sized content pieces, how we should imagine customer support going forward, and how with live chat system we can actually influence and assist customers through purchase, pre-purchase, and post-purchase journeys. Post that in the second part, Prakhar will help us, see some of the rising upcoming use cases with respect to life support system, especially the ones that can help you turn your, customer support org from a cost center to a profit center, with capabilities like, commerce capabilities that allow you to actually share catalogs, capabilities of, voice and chat, so that you can, offer seamless, uh, uh, you know, uh, seamless service where you leveraging both these channels. And then how you can use live chat to manage your leads, manage relationships, and so on and so forth. Then we'll look at the Gupshup dashboard, and then we'll open for question and answers. So during the session, if you have any question Q&A, please feel free to drop in the Q&A box, and we'll pick that up at the end of the session. So, customer support, team and agents are probably one of the most impactful team in any organization. It doesn't occur to us very frequently, but these are the teams that actually work on unhappy customers, hear their grievances, try to, answer their questions, offer them resolutions, and then ensure that the customers leave happy and become a loyal brand advocate. And it is therefore important that we empower customer support teams with tools that can help them, offer a seamless customer support experience. But, when we think about customer support, what are the channels that come to our mind? Voice, email, and then if you think a lot, then probably chat. So voice and email has been the traditional channels, for quite some time in the contemporary world. But, if we look at the experience that, voice and email offers, it's kind of really long, and it's kind of, it has a lot of friction, right? You're required to go through 6-7 steps to reach to an agent. Unlike in chat, where you can, quickly, just send a hi and, hear back from an agent quickly. So here I would like to share my own example. Recently, I was applying for a banking service with my bank. The application kind of got approved and the service got activated, but for some reason it was not reflecting in my bank account. I tried to get in touch with the customer care of the bank through my app, but there wasn't a very easy click to connect kind of an option. So I ended up Googling customer care number of the bank. It led me to a landing page which had some 10-15 numbers for different states. I went through that. Then it took me 3 attempts through the IVR to get through and get connected with an agent. Now, when I got connected to an agent, it turns out he was from the loan department, and my query was related to some other scheme. So he was not able to help me out with that. He gave me another number. I tried the other number, couldn't get through. Eventually, I ended up writing an email to the support team of this bank. So the moral of the story is that support experience over phone and email is a little lengthy. It's a little unpleasant. It's a little crooked. Even though they've been serving the purpose so far, but now we need to rethink what kind of support experience do we want to offer to our clients. And it's very much clear with the kind of such CSAT level actually we see with if we ask customers, and this has been available on the web. The customer satisfaction level over chat is higher compared to other channels, and the reason is quite simple, because of it's easy, it's quick. And customers have been telling this over and over again. Again, a lot of surveys are available online which say that they prefer conversing with business over messaging, and because it's quick, it's personalized, and also the most important thing to consider over here is that the buying habit has changed. People are now going on the web. We are buying digitally, and here again, customers have said that if we are able to ask questions in real time when during a purchase stage, and if we can get an answer to this to our queries and apprehensions, the likeliness of us buying would increase. So that's why thinking about when it comes to support and interaction and engagement with the customer, thinking about messaging as a channel becomes really crucial. But which channel should you be focusing on when you're building a live support system for your customers? Chat has been there for quite some time, but it's been restricted to web browsers and mobile applications. But customers have moved on to messaging apps. Like WhatsApp is probably the most used app in the world with 2 billion active users, followed by Instagram. It's a social media channel, but the direct messenger is quite popular. 90% of the people are following businesses on Instagram, and then there are 375 million daily active users of direct messenger. Similarly, messenger is another popular channel. So these are some few channels, but depending upon which geography you are operating on, probably the channel might change. It might, maybe the country that you're operating in, maybe Line is more popular there, maybe Telegram is more popular there. But the fact is that they are active more on messaging channels than the other channels, traditional channels, which is like a website or app, right? So that's why considering messaging becomes really crucial again. And it's not only why the reason of selecting messaging channels should not be only because it's quite responsive, it enables your brands to be available quite quickly, but also because it is very cost effective. Chat by nature is very quick, and it allows you to it's cheaper than a voice call. And these facts are again available quite publicly, and the reason is quite simple. With chat, your agents can actually interact with multiple customers at a time, which is not possible with over a voice call, right? And this in turn increases the productivity of the agent, reduces the wait time of the customer, and helps in providing faster resolution. So cost again is another big factor to consider, and this is kind of resonating with the market, and we are seeing it ourselves at Gupshup. And it's not only related to live chat. I mean, businesses are kind of going really big. They're investing heavily in building various kind of capabilities on these chat applications, be it via a digital agent, chatbot, structured journey for marketing or purchase or commerce. These things, businesses are investing heavily. So soon messaging channels are going to become a engagement channel also, acquisition channel also, and then a marketing channel soon. So why not consider offering live support also within the messaging channels? And as per Gartner, by 2025, customer service organization will probably abandon mobile apps for support services in favor of messaging. So we see the reason, right? And the transition totally makes sense now. And that's why when we are building today, when we are thinking about building a customer support infrastructure, going omni-channel should be the goal. Because again, customers are available in various channels, right? A customer might see an ad on Instagram that might end up making a purchase within WhatsApp or within Facebook. So having being available everywhere makes sense. And also thinking from a point of view that whenever we come up as a customer, if we come across a brand, social media these days become a place where we go and you validate how credible is a particular brand or a product. Then why shouldn't we be responsive there for support related queries as well? Therefore thinking about omnichannel, having voice is great, having email is great, but then adding more and more channels so that we target customers across geographies, across age bracket becomes easy. And when we are building such capabilities, it's also imperative to imagine a future where you can take your support teams from just a mere service provider to a team that can actually add value to the customer and then again to the organization. Thinking from the point of view, can our support agents can our support agents contribute in selling and upselling to a customer? Maybe the scenario can be a customer is raising request for a return or refund, but in that case, can we empower our agents to suggest a different product that might be useful to the end customer? Similarly, flexibility to move between channels. Can a voice call be deflected into a chat, and can a chat be converted into a voice in case the situation arises? Can in case we have been building chatbots heavily, can in whenever needed, can the bot to agent transfer happen really seamlessly? So these things needs to be considered when we are building and envisioning a support that is infrastructure that is really seamless and that is really engaging from customer point of view, and also increasing the profitability of the support team. And once this is done, we'll be actually able to contribute to the customers at every stage of the interaction, be it marketing, be it commerce, be it support, right? Maybe we did a promotional campaign on WhatsApp. and the customer really liked the product, but they had a query and they wanted to speak to an agent. Can happen in case of high value products. Maybe the customer while ordering had a special requirement which the bot was not configured to understand. We wouldn't want that lead to drop off, right? A live agent can intervene and address a query there. And similarly, after purchase, maybe they need help with the installation. Why make them wet? Why can't we be available for them immediately? And similarly, with the channels like Google search engines becoming increasingly competitive, consumers go there and search for customer care numbers. And why not enable Google business messages and empower that with live chat support, so that when somebody is searching for your brand and if they have any query, you can quickly click there and start interacting with you, right? So that's the idea that we should think from. And now going ahead, Prakhar will take us through some of the upcoming use cases, some of the things that we already discussed, and we'll see how these things are shaping up.
Thanks a lot, Nikhil, for giving us a detailed walkthrough as to how industry has actually progressed from, let's say, letters, telephony, which is voice support. Then we had emails, and now we are focusing on chat as a channel. So ultimately, if you see, we have always been talking about how we can increase the customer experience, how we can bring down those numbers, for example, resolution time, response time. And I think chat is one of those channels which is essentially a mix of all the previous technologies that have been. So for example, when I talk about chat, so it is a real-time platform wherein we can connect with our customers on real time. And then probably email is one such channel that has been there since long time, because we need a lot of context from different teams out there. And chat becoming and taking the place of email as a channel is equivalent to what we say a hybrid version of what we have for telephony and email. So that's why I believe, since you mentioned that multiple brands and people are expecting live chat to actually take up the place. So since you have talked about more on the lines of chat support, I want to take this forum up to actually talk about how powerful the chat as a tool is. Because up till now, we were only focusing upon support as a channel, and we were always thinking about support as a cost. But chat is such a powerful tool wherein we can think about how to increase the revenue of the team, how to boost the sales productivity, how can we make the whole system efficient without compromising on the CX. So in the next few slides, I will be talking about certain prominent use cases that we expect going forward that will take up a lot of this space on chat as a channel coupled with support. So the very first thing that I will be talking about is commerce. So whenever we say commerce, right, there are certain features that always comes to our mind. For example, catalog, which is essentially the list of all the product that is present on a website and a customer can select from over there. Then there is a assistive selling, which essentially means, will the customer buy the product from the website in a self-serve manner, or will there be an assistive agent or a sales guy who will be helping in buying or selling? Then there is definitely adding to the cart and payment integration, wherein the actual workflow or actual tangible thing happens. And lastly, there is conversion metrics. So why conversion metrics is why I have written it over here is because a lot of in the space age era, we are talking about Facebook campaigns, Instagram campaigns, Google ads. So we are majorly focusing and driving our customers from these platforms and these ads. So essentially, whenever such a sale happen from all of these platforms, we try to attribute which is that platform wherein the most conversion is actually happening. So conversion metric is essentially attributing the sales to that particular channel. For example, if it's Instagram ads that is driving the revenue or Facebook ads. So we will be talking more in detail about it, and we'll see how the ecosystem will look like. Because chat as a channel, when we are saying that we are going to have a commerce support or assistive selling into that, then let's see how this whole ecosystem will look like and how actually can brands implement going forward this whole technology. So Nikhil, if you can give me a tap. Yeah. So if you see on the screen, this is how a commerce ecosystem will look like, wherein the very first step is always when a customer is trying to explore the product. Now, when I say customer is exploring the product, many a times, let's say you are a D2C brand and you have an e-commerce website, there you will find customer looking out for a product. And many a times what we have seen is that customer, they do reach out to chat channels and they try to look up for different products or queries, try to understand more about the product. But let's say having that already in the existing scenario, what if on channels wherein customers are very active on Instagram, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, what if we are able to give them an option for assistive selling? Now, by assistive selling, I mean whenever a customer is coming on your any chat channel, your agent will have an access to, let's say, catalog, or let's say past order history, wherein the agent will be having the whole access of all the products that are listed in the brand, and can actually personalize a group of product, a series of product for that customer based on the search history of that customer. So that is something that agent will probably play a very good role, because anyway we are using different AIs, we are using different recommendations, we are giving recommendations to the customer about the product. But what's better than actually, agent guiding the customer to buy a product? So let's say when that guide is actually happened and agent has actually helped the customer out from a series of catalog. The catalog can be from Shopify, Facebook, or other e-commerce enablers that there are in the market. We can tackle all of them. Then post forward that, the payment time will come. So agent can actually help the customer. So either the customer can add it to the cart in the website itself, or let's say we will also be able to give an option for the agent to add the cart and then share a payment link, or help the customer in actually payment of the product. So that is when the payment integration will come. Now let's say the whole purchase has happened. The next part that will come is actually understanding analytics and insights about it. So as I mentioned earlier about conversion metrics, so what we can additionally do is, just as we have been focusing upon ads, we have been focusing upon those Facebook ad conversion, we can actually understand how many products are actually getting sold by these agents. And with right sensitization, we can actually define some revenue goals out there for the agents to actually, whoever detractor is there, promoter is there, we can actually help them to understand the product offering. Let's say if any customer is coming up with any particular issue related to a product, we can try to understand and sympathize with the customer and can give recommendation then and there. And maybe this will, definitely help the brands out in getting those revenue targets meet and over and above going over that. So that was about the commerce part of it. Now, the next use case that I want to discuss about is the lead management. So before jumping on, what I have to offer over here, I want to first talk about how essentially it is happening right now. So different brands, whenever there are, so we all know there have been sales team involved in different transactions out there. Whenever there's a customer, we have seen it in BFSI industry, we have seen it in insurance industry, that sales team, they get the leads from, let's say, website, they get the leads from Facebook, Instagram, and n number of places out there. And the first step that they do is they proactively reach out to those customers. So whenever they're reaching out to those people, right, if you see, the very first step was getting the lead assigned. So there is a CRM for that. Then they have to reach out to their customers, prospective customers, let's say via telephone, via email, via let's say SMS, via door-to-door visits. And then let's say once that engagement is happening, they have to do continuous follow-ups. After that, let's say the sale is done, they now have to again log it into the CRM. So if you see the whole flow, there are multiple channels involved, multiple tools involved, multiple processes, flows are there, and it takes a lot of cost and it takes a lot of efficiency out there when it comes to the whole sales engagement. But with chat into the picture, it won't be a very big issue out there, because what WhatsApp and let's say Instagram, Facebook, on all of these messaging channels, what they have done is they have created quite a seamless way to tackle all of it. And we have actually seen a lot of industries in BFSI insurance, a lot of brands being, pursuing for that. So let's say in this flow, what I will do is, you have a CRM, just as Lead Square, Salesforce, and even your inbuilt CRM. So you have the CRM where leads are getting assigned. Now, let's say once the lead is assigned, what we can additionally do is we can integrate chat as a channel over there. Now, I know that there have been, different channels already present in, different CRMs, but integrating a proper agent assist, which essentially focuses upon the quick real-time conversations, productivity will be an ace in this industry. So what will happen in this case is whenever a lead is assigned, the agent will have a flexibility to send a marketing campaign via WhatsApp. So when we say WhatsApp, we all have heard there have been marketing campaigns, QBM templates that an agent can run to the customer. Let's say once that has been sent, whenever a customer is going to reply, the agent or the sales guy, the person does not have to move on to different system. There will be one CRM wherein all of this is happening. So he's sending the QBM marketing templates from there. Then if the customer replies, he's getting a notification in the CRM itself. He's having those conversations. The whole engagement is happening. And lastly, when the sales closure happens, he doesn't have to move to any other system to, record the call or, understand or fill any other form. There will be just one whole CRM and all the conversation will go up. Now, when we talk about certain value propositions in it, as you can see, since it's one tool and we will be able to, have a quick conversion, we will be less intrusive. That is avoid spamming. We will be talking more about less efficiency once the system is enabled. And definitely sales is one area in every brand that we always want to focus on. So that was about a basic of lead management. Let's say if we go one step ahead to it. So Nikhil, if you can give me a tab. So what we have been seeing in the current scenario is that usually the salespeople, they are powered by a telephony mechanism or they're making calls via their phones, right? Whenever they're having conversation with the customer. So what if in the lead management use case that I discussed about, what if we are able to integrate a click to call, which is essentially a telephony use case, to our existing chat channel? So what will happen over here is whenever you are sending a marketing campaign and then having an engagement call with the customer, let's say there come a standpoint where customer wants to talk over call and discuss complex conversation. So it can be related to contract conversation and any such conversation which usually happen whenever there's a big sale happening. So we can power the ability to call to the agent via our system only. So what we have seen traditional contact center is that there is a telephony software which is integrated and they're having conversation, but that was limited to support. Now, providing a click to call support in the chat channel, provided it is integrated in the CRM, it will be a holistic super app where an agent doesn't have to go anywhere. And the plus benefit out of in this whole process will be that everything will be recorded and can be used for further analysis, that how sales team are performing and what are those different conversation or sentiments that are lying around whenever such a sale happens. So this will only enable our sales team to provide product, to work with productivity and then lead to a quick conversion and sales efficiency. So that was more on the lines of how we can empower sales team. Now, when I talk about, let's say, support as a use case, right? Because prominently right now we are using chat as a channel for support. So now what will happen in the future also is, because every customer, as a customer, I would definitely want to have a personalized experience. I would want to have one-on-one conversation. I would want to have that there is one dedicated account manager for me who is taking care of me for the lifetime conversation. So now what happens is, in case of B2B scenarios, right? We all have seen account manager, sales manager, customer success teams taking care of big brands. So, but what if we are able to have a similar set of relationship management with D2C brands? So that is, let's say if you have thousands of customers, millions of customers. So is there any way we can have a relationship type management with them? So this use case will prominently talk about that, how we can achieve to that. So right now in the current scenario, whenever a customer is coming to the chat and is asking to talk to an agent, we assign it to randomly, right? Because the sales team, the customer support team, they are based out of different regions. The customer may come from any point in time, from anywhere, but we are progressing towards one-on-one conversation. We are progressing towards increasing the CX. So this use case, what it will do is whenever a customer is coming up, so what the very first step that we would have to do is we would have to understand whenever a customer is getting onboarding up, we are assigning let's say certain set of agents to that customer. And with Gupshup Agent Assist, since I will be talking prominently about that, we have got something called as intelligent routing tool or module. what it does is, once the mapping is set for, let's say there are 10,000 customers, and for 10,000 we are managing a team of 100 agents. I'm just taking an example. So what we can do via this intelligent routing is we can map all of those customers via these agents, and whenever such a customer is coming up to the tool, whenever such a customer is going to messaging channel, we can actually assign it to the right agent. And that RM will, what benefit will come out of it is, the RM will have all the history of that customer, when it interacted in the past, what all purchases it had done. So we will be doing some integrations to understand the customer profiling, but this will create a lifetime value for the customer, and customer will definitely feel privileged that there always have been, let's say, Prakhar, who have been, talking to me. He's my go-to guy whenever I have any query in the brand. So that will create a wow moment, wow factor in the support side of it. So it will definitely have support in any language, seamless transition to RM, and definitely there will be an increase in CSAT and NPS, because on the other side of it, when we see from relationship manager side of it or agent side of it, their goals will be more productively aligned towards their CSAT and NPS, what customer is offering. So that's an holistic view that we see in coming future. So again, now the next step when we go towards this, why I want to bring mobile app part is, I talked about commerce, right? I talked about sales use cases. I talked about telephony. I talked about relationship management use cases. So all of these use cases, just imagine a world wherein all of the agents are using mobile app for that. So we have seen sales team, right? They have been very proactive on WhatsApp. They have been proactive on their mobile phones, because nowadays having a desktop or a laptop and using, logging into a platform and doing all of those operations is quite tedious, because a sales guy, when I'm on the field, I won't, quickly log in into my system and, chat with the customer by after logging in. That will be a cumbersome, and it will take a lot of hit on my efficiency. So what if all of which I've talked about right now, we are able to get that in mobile app? So this mobile app will not only enable sales team in, having those right conversations quickly, but will also give them a sense of achievement, that, they will be able to go past through any goal very seamlessly without any new addition in the knowledge, because training takes a lot of time, tool understanding takes a lot of time, and with having a mobile app, they are very well used to it. So if you see the UI, it's as any other messaging channel that we have used in the past. So that is how we want to support it. Now, sorry. So now as we move forward, so that was more on the lines of what use cases we have and, what we are picturing in the industry. Now I want to take this time to introduce Gupshup Agent Assist, wherein we have all the features that I have discussed and what we see in the future. With that, we have 30 plus channels and a routing mechanism. Nikhil, if you can give me a tap. So all the features that we talk about, right? There will be essentially intelligent routing mechanism via which we are actually assigning the chats, creating the chats with a certain set of rules. So this intelligent routing module is the brain of the whole chat or agent assist, which we say. Then we have commerce support, global support for teams that are working roundabout across time zones, across different languages. So we support all of that. Then there is productivity analysis, wherein we talk about reminders, then SLAs. How do we achieve those 5-second first response time, that 20 minutes resolution time? So all of that comes under productivity, and it talks about how we are actually providing that. Then it comes analytics and insight for a long-term goal. If we want to understand where did we go wrong, sentiment of it, understanding how the chats are coming through, which is the channel that we should focus on, will come under analytics part of it. And lastly, mobile app, that for which I talked about recently just now. Now, what we will do is I will give you a quick demo as to how the tool which I am referring to, right? What are the different workflows and how they look like. So I think Nikhil is setting up the same. Yeah. So Nikhil, if you can probably keep it on full screen. Yeah. So this is how a dashboard look like. It's a live monitoring dashboard wherein all the conversations that are coming in the system, it will come over here. So this is just a basic outlook of that. Now, another metric to understand in this is, let's say we have metrics like how many agents are active, the statuses of the chat, how many chats have come up into the system, and how many chats have been served by the agent. And then we jump on to the performance metric part, wherein we talk about what has been the first response time and the resolution time, and then essentially how the agents have been performing holistically. I think Nikhil is facing some issue in playing the video, but we will be back up. What I'm going to show over here now is how it will look into the system. So if you can see, active agent is one, the new chart has come up and the chart has also been assigned. Now we will be moving on to the chat part, wherein if you see a chat has been created with the name Prakhar. So all the conversation comes up, my name is written. It's also written from which phone number I came from, and all my conversation history will be there. So this is how it essentially looks like. Towards my left hand side, if you see, there is a views mechanism wherein we can bucket all the conversations that are happening into the system into different categories. So for example, it can be a WhatsApp conversation, and just as we are seeing right now. And then in the portal, if we see, there can be conversation related to Instagram. It can be related to web. So all of that can be taken care of in the system. So let's see how the whole reply mechanism will take place again. So I put up hey, and the same will be gone towards in the WhatsApp. So let's say once the reply is done, towards my screen, I can add attachments, I can have emojis, I can have private notes, or I can, if you want to add a tag, for example, resolving the chat, status is new, all of that can be taken care of. Now, further as we go ahead, you can see system messages are coming up, what time the chat got assigned, what time the chat got resolved. And that was about it when it comes to the chat. Now, what we additionally are going to do is, if you see my cursor, right, my cursor is essentially giving you a holistic view, how we can actually chat with multiple users. And if we have to switch to any other bucket that can be created for, let's say, finance team, delivery team. So an admin will have an option to jump onto any certain set of chats that will help in further extending the use case. Yeah. So yeah. So now as we further go ahead, what I will do is I will quickly jump onto the settings part. Once I click on it, I was talking to you about intelligent routing mechanism, right? So this system will now talk about how we can set it up. First, we have to create different teams. For example, as you can see, I have finance team, Instagram team, WhatsApp testing. So I can create different such team and map all the agents over there. So any set of agents can map, let's say, Instagram only channels or finance related query. So what will happen over there is, so once I've created the team, the next step for me will be to just quickly create the whole hierarchy, who will be the admin, who will be the supervisor, and then further to which we will go to the rules part of it. So now by rules, what we mean is, whenever a chat is coming into the system, is there any way we can actually define the chat on the basis of keyword? So whenever a chat is going to come, we can set up some chat rules. And once those chat rules are set up, we can assign a keyword to it and then can move forward to assign it to a team. So if you see, there are keywords like payment, finance, money, balance, etc. So all of that are getting added into our intelligent routing, and further to which we are adding a tag called finance. So let me go a step back. And now what I will do is I will go to assignment rules. So assignment rules will essentially talk about, let's say I've created a chat rule and I've added a tag to it and I've created a team as well. Now the next step for me is to just connect them. To connect them, assignment rule is that place where I can set up them. So let's say once I click on it, I added a tag to all the charts for finance. Once I scroll down, I can assign it to a team. Just have to specify a condition and then the action to it. So that is how the whole assignment logic it works. And so we have got more than 5,000 different conditions. So it will just not be limited to a tag or a keyword. It can be related to user specific. Let's say if you have a list of VIP users and you want to have a different team for that L1, L2, L3 team. So all of that can be taken care of in the routing mechanism. So that was more on the lines of assignment rules. Now, next, I will be quickly moving towards how we can, check for those productivity out there. So as I mentioned about SLA, right? So what SLA is, it's essentially service level agreement. So once I tap into this particular setting, what it will do is I can define those resolution time, response time, and let's say if I want to achieve productivity, right? Because every brand in the industry, they have certain time limitations. They want to achieve everything in that limited set of time. So now I will be going forward and, just telling you as to how this will overall look like. So whenever there is an SLA setting, so we can define, let's say 10 seconds that I want that every chat should get responded in that. And for any response time that on an average that should be 1 minute, because response time can vary, right? So what I can do is, again, I can set up a tag, I can follow that condition, and then going forward what I will do is I will just set my targets up. Once I set the targets, I can then what do is, whenever such a time is going to get over for any chat, our agent will get a notification. And let's say many such SLAs are breached, we can set up an escalation notification to anyone in the team. Let's say a supervisor, a person who is actually managing the whole process, a manager, and we can put these notifications on desktop, mobile app, email. So that's the functionality, and that is how we are trying to go forward for the SLA targets. So Nikhil, if you can probably just quick forward to it. So that was more on the lines of understanding how the whole productivity looks like. Then it comes the reminder settings is, so whenever a customer is coming and it's sitting idle, so that we can give the ability of reminding the agent that the customer is waiting, please respond to it. Apart from alerts which are giving a notification, this will be a reminder message for the agent. And let's say if the agents are too busy on one fine day, we can actually reassign the chat to other agents, or we can actually resolve the chat and we can probably reach out to the customer later in the time. So Nikhil, if you can just go forward to it. Then I talked about analytics, right? So this is a quick understanding of how many reports we have. So chat metrics, agent timesheet when they're logging in, logging out, how many chats they are working on, a total summary of how many chats resolved and what are their times, durations, and what are the customers happy, their feedback. So all of it is getting taken care of in the set of report. So yeah, that was about the demo part of it. So Nikhil, if we can probably go to the slide again. And so that was a quick understanding of how agent assist looks like, and this is a quick number, and the brands we are working with. And yeah, for any queries you can reach out to we will probably share an email ID wherein you can put down your queries, and we can get started with anything. So yeah, I think Nikhil, over to you.
Great. In case you have any more questions, feel free to write to us at converse@gupshup.io. And if for anything conversation, if you have any other requirement, please feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be able to we'll be glad to help you out. Thank you so much for taking out time and joining us this evening. We hope that you found the session educational, and we hope that you will be able to use bites from here and interact better with your customers. So thank you so much for taking your time out once again and joining us for the webinar. Have a good evening. Thank you, Prakhar.
Thanks everyone. Thanks, Nikhil.